The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. Iran is taking over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. Obviously, it was a mistake.
So
George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
But so you still think he should be impeached?
I think it's my turn, isn't it?
You do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
It was an interview with BlackRock's CFO, Martin Small, right? Not a household name, but obviously a very important person at BlackRock. And he said they plan to tokenize all of their ETFs in the next 3 to 12 months. The thing I'm not sure crypto gets is that for a large institution, when something is on a 3 to 12 month time frame, it's a fait accompli, right? At that point, you're dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It's not a project that may or may not happen. It's something that's going to happen. And yeah, if you think of a world where all of BlackRock's ETFs are tokenized and it's fully embracing DeFi and on-chain finance, that's the world we're going to be in a year. And I think it's just absolutely remarkable.
We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room, and drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction.
Maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and like how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And, perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI, we're kind of just like getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the U.S. dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. treasuries and treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now. We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stable coins, and new payment systems.
The Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain, because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it will be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box, provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
If we could tokenize all our ETFs, all $5.3 trillion of our ETFs, and provide that in a digital wallet, you could seamlessly, without fees, going from a digital currency or a stable coin or whatever that may be in your digital wallet and buy bond or stocks. And I believe that is going to be the future.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks. It's coming. And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization every bond and stock is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And I give you the truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. But because I give you the truth, you hate me. But remember, I'm just a watchman on the wall. And in 2026, it will be the beginning of global mass layoffs and the rise of the machines. Remember, 2026 to 2029, we are going to be on a wild ride. And we have the sheep sleep. They stay distracted on things that don't matter. My people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And that's because they're willfully ignorant. But they don't have long until reality is going to hit them in the face. And in 2026, we get crypto clarity before the midterms. And starting in 2027, the Hegelian dialectic is back. The divide and conquer, Democrat versus Republican. and they're going to ride it into the fourth industrial revolution. And since we have the genius bill, universal basic income is right around the corner, 2028, 2029. But we got China paying interest on their CBDC while the United States has no interest. And remember, that's a plan that moves in phases. And in the first quarter, I always tell you, we're going to get a pullback, but this year, because Japan is on the move, I see a pullback in the first and second quarter. And that's the reason why we got two repo operations. We got the Fed buying treasuries of front end $40 billion worth until April, plus the Treasury manipulating that long end of the yield curve because no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants that long-term paper. And yes, finances is boring, but when you understand what's going on, it's the most entertaining thing in the world. It's unbelievable how the sheep fall for it. And that's the reason why they don't teach finances in school. Now we have the Supreme Court is going to let us know the decision on these tariffs. Either way is going to be bad, but one is long-term, one is short-term. If they have to pay the money back, of course, that's short-term. But if tariffs stay on, that's going to be long-term inflation. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And since the Fed is cutting and Japan is raising, we have $8 trillion sitting in these money market accounts, and that money is going to leave and find yield. And in 2027, that's going to trigger a collapse of this legacy market, and Democrats are going to play the blame game on Republicans. And by that time, of course, we'll have Jerome Powell with a rolled off in the sun. They printed 80% of all money in existence in 2 years, destroying the dollar, creating all this inflation, and then also destroying the legacy market, so therefore they can bring in the fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And they did all this under Trump and Jerome Powell. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And in order to bring in the machines, of course, they need that black swan, that crisis. And that's the reason why we're hearing the drums get louder. We hear the hacks being done by AI, and of course, you got to watch out for the Birdman. So we're going to see distractions being stepped up, movie after movie, while they move in the machines. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto moving up. And of course, we got the drums a beating. We got the entertainment we were expecting this weekend. And make sure you're looking out today for more information for the actual markets. And remember what I told you, pay attention to the Asian markets, because that's going to let us know how we're going to be opening up. Now, don't forget, we have CME that opens tonight. We know it's going to move the market. And then also in the morning, once yield rates get to moving, we know it's going to move the market again. Now, we have the New York Times playing the Hegelian dialectic. And when we see articles like this, we know it's for the sheep, to make them indecisive. And you still see articles like this, even though Bitcoin hit over 126,000. They call crypto pointless, and they know the sheep are not going to go and do research on the technology behind crypto. And they say not even the White House can fix it. But remember, guys, Bitcoin and crypto was supposed to get rid of the banks, the politicians, cut out the third party. and we go peer to peer. And this is some of the greatest technology known to man. And don't forget, guys, don't ever forget that technology can be used for good or evil. So instead of all these nonprofits stealing all this money off the top, you actually can give money directly to someone that you don't even know to help them out. That is amazing technology. But unfortunately, this technology is in the hands of evil hands. And we know exactly what they're going to do with it. And that's the reason why you're seeing the rise of these machines, the AI agents, because they're going to be able to run this economy without a human involved. And we're going to get into that later. Now we have a judge blocks Binance from pushing class action suits over token sales into arbitration. And we know that's how a lot of corporations get away with not being sued, through some type of clause of arbitration. But we know for a fact that Binance movie is definitely coming. And the same with Tether. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, don't forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates on Friday pulled back. And we know with inflation and then also with these jobs numbers, the Fed would have to pause. But now that we have the drums are beaten, now that will give them a perfect excuse to start cutting. But remember, they only have 50 basis points to work with. And don't forget, Japan is definitely going to start raising rates. And with $8 trillion sitting on the sideline, we know that $8 trillion is going to go find yield. And that's going to be in the emerging markets. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we had the dollar down on Friday. And we know the dollar is just going to keep getting weaker, but it's going to be a slow bleed. Remember, Trump has to devalue the dollar to devalue the debt. And we can clearly see that in gold and silver pricing. And right now we have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo went all the way up to $16 billion on Friday. Make sure you pull it on a daily basis during the week. And we know the Fed is doing 2 repos every now and then, buying the front end of these treasuries, buying another $16 billion this week. And we know that's going to manipulate the markets. And we already have yield rates pulling back. So that lets you know, in the markets, we're going to continue on pumping and dumping. And it's not going to matter that the drums are beating. And we have the Treasury manipulating that long end because we know no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants that long-term paper. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates higher for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And guys, now we have the entertainment here. We have the drums are beaten. And of course, no one's going to talk about the central banks. And we know all wars are bank funded. They control both sides. And if you're an old man like me, we know that these drums are beaten look nothing like the drums we're used to. That's how we know it's clearly coordinated, even better than the old drums used to be. Remember, Anthony Sutton broke it all down on how, when the drums were beaten, they actually bombed certain places and make sure they didn't hit certain factories so the next phase of the next industrial revolution could take place. And we're seeing that now. They're strategically hitting certain places. And again, you can't trust your eyes or ears due to all the technology that they have. But we know, because these drums are beaten, they're trying to bring in this fourth industrial revolution. While the people are distracted, all this technology is coming in. And all you have to do is look at the current drums are beaten. You see all the technology in Ukraine, Russia, and Israel. And that's the reason why we have all these technology firms joining the Pentagon, joining the Department of War. Because we're going to be living a real-life Star Wars movie. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And make sure you watch the video I did last night, because they said it was a blackout And we had the Iran's foreign minister interviewing chilling. He had great communication, great lighting, great video. And you know what the crypto teacher teaches you? Sit back, get your popcorn, and let it play out. Because these drums are beating are definitely going to get louder. Because we have Mexico, we have Cuba, we have Iran, China, Russia, North Korea, and we know China eventually is going to punch the bully in the eye. We know there's two superpowers are definitely going to collide. This was set up back in the early 80s. And why are they ready to bring it all together now? Because this is definitely the chosen generation. This is the weakest generation. They have no clue about history and they don't care. They have a phone where they can learn anything and everything. But of course, they're going to pay attention to things that don't matter. And because families are broken up, we also see the elders are no longer teaching. That's all I used to hate it when I was growing up, because every older person around me was trying to teach you something. And those days are long gone. And I think the great Nas said, if you have gray hair, that means you've seen something, so say something. And unfortunately, that's not happening now. Because the older generation has the knowledge, the younger generation has the knowledge of all this technology. If the two combine, they're undefeated. So who do you think is going to make it in the fourth industrial revolution? That's right, the families that work together. And I recently did a Patreon video on the Rothschilds. It's all about family. And you see all the wealthy families, because that's what it takes in order to be successful. And remember, the crypto teacher told you nothing is done alone. The same way the crypto teacher channel. And also the patrons. You have to have like minds in order to move forward. And we know that's biblical. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we had the Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs were down on Friday at close. Also, XRP, Chainlink, Dogecoin, and Solana also were down at close on Friday. Now we have X now bans paid partnership promotions for financial products, including crypto, and prohibiting influencers from running sponsored posts for crypto brands under its monetized content rules. And of course, what they're saying, if we're going to pay you, we're going to be the only ones paying you. You're not going to be getting 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 checks off of us. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Solana controls 49% of agent-to-agent payments. And with smart contracts, there's not going to be too many transactions that AI agents won't be able to do. And like I told you, I'm going to be doing a course on how to build your AI agents. And if you're part of the premium stock Patreon, of course, it's going to be free of charge. If you're part of the other Patreons, there's going to be a fee. And then, of course, it's going to be a higher fee because I'm going to do a subscription on YouTube if you want to watch it. But AI agents are going to be so important, and it's going to be so important for you to control your own, because you don't want to use theirs, because this AI agent is going to be working on your behalf. And you want to make sure you're controlling that. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Vitalik says Ethereum will launch native smart accounts within a year. And that's going to come from the Hagoda upgrade. And if it is on schedule, that means Ethereum will gain a built-in smart contract model without relying on workaround solutions. And this could simplify DeFi interactions, reduce dependence on third-party services, and make wallets easier to use for the mainstream participants. And we know for a fact, 2027, this technology is going to be seamless going into Shemitah year. The masses are going to be ready to use this technology. They can tap and move, but they won't be able to take advantage of it because they don't understand the technology. And that's why it's so important for you to understand knowledge is the key, because there's going to be a lot of money to be made, especially if you're getting universal basic income. You do not want to rely on the government, because we know they'll feed you, but then they'll also starve you. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And never forget, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And we know we got plenty of knowledge right now, but people are rejecting it. They're willfully ignorant. And then lastly, we have Samsung announces AI-driven factories initiative aiming for 100% autonomous manufacturing by 2030. So the truth is definitely being told to you. Again, is this whether you want to accept it? And yes, do it hurt? Yes, it hurt. It is painful. But guess what? It sets you free. And what that means by setting free, that means that once you accept the truth, okay, that means I need to put an action plan in place. Get myself prepared. And part of that is getting back to the creator, so therefore you can start creating. We are definitely living in our last days, and it's not last days of the world. It's the last days of this age. The next age is the digital age, and the key to this age is knowledge. If you understand all this technology, you're definitely going to be successful. You don't need a lot. All this technology is going to do the work for you. They're letting you know. But those who don't want to learn or accept what's coming, guess what? They're going to get left behind. Just like Jerome Powell said, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to get left behind. And with this type of technology, you definitely don't want to fall on the wrong side of history, because we know they're setting the sheep up for the metaverse. And inside of that metaverse, your life is going to be a real life video game. And of course, if they can confuse you to believe that's a real world, that means they can starve you and delete you at the same time. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.